belongs to you, champion.
Hello again and welcome back to Storm Talk. Today we will be looking at Auriel, the Archangel of Hope. You can take a moment to read through her little bio. We'll take a moment looking at her character. So, you can pretty much tell she's an angel from Diablo. She looks very much like Tyrael.
Surely you require my help.
So she has the nice wings, flowing energy, the bandages, the no face. All in all, character design's pretty good. There aren't any blaring things that kind of pop out. It is kind of a little weird that her white robes and metal plate, but then you got this awkward chain mesh mail.
Allow me to join your fight, my friend.
But at the same time, it also looks like the background, so maybe it has something to do with universal energies. Who knows? Anyway, let's go ahead and look at her. So her trait, which is this character's just going to be annoying to show. Her trait is Bestow Hope. Has a cooldown
Surely you require my help.
1.5 seconds, and it allows you to bestow an allied hero with hope. While you remain near them, damage they deal causes you to gain energy. You can only have hope bestowed on one target at a time. Passively, you also gain 40% of the damage you deal against heroes and 8% against non-heroes as energy. At level 1, you can store 500 energy.
Allow me to join your fight, my friend.
Her abilities are Sacred Sweep, cooldown 8 seconds, sweep an area, dealing 80 damage, 160 damage if they're hit by both strands. Ray of Hope, consume all of the energy you have stored and heal allied heroes by that much.
Surely you require my help.
And Detainment Strike, cooldown of 14 seconds, deal 100 damage to the first enemy hero hit, knock them back. If they collide with terrain, they are also stunned for 1.25 seconds and take an additional 100 damage. Her two heroics are Crystal Aegis, 60-second cooldown, place an allied hero into a stasis for 2 seconds.
Allow me to join your fight, my friend.
Upon expiring, the Aegis explodes and deals damage in an AoE, and Resurrect. Cooldown 90 seconds, channel the spirits of a dead ally for 3 seconds, bring them back to life with 50% of their max health at the location where they died. So, I'm not going to be able to show this one off. We're going to look at its stats, but I can't show it off. If you die in try mode, you don't last, you're not dead that long. So, even if I can find a way to get Malfurion to die, he won't be dead long enough to resurrect. But we'll look at the stats, and we'll discuss those a little bit. As for her skins, you have her standard skin, Archangel of Hope, and gold, and green. Next we have her master skin, and red, and purple.
Allow me to join your fight, my friend.
And then we have her demonic skin. Into green, into orange, yellow, whatever you want to call that color. We're going to be going demonic red because it looks badass. Let's go ahead and get into this. So, first off, I'm going to have to reset the levels.
Let us begin. Choose a talent.
So,
with surety of purpose.
First off, we take a look at the character's abilities. Let's move down here. Her mana does not gain. She stores energy, and as you can see, there's a little bit of a discrepancy here, 526 and 525.
Wherever I am needed.
Basic attack, she's a ranged attacker. Not long range, but range. And as you see, as I attack, I'm gaining energy. So once I gain energy, I can then use it to heal. That is so weird. It's like 525 here, 525 here. I healed for 525, but that says 526. Although it is interesting that I can throw this guy with that ability. Actually, that's probably going to end up being really annoying. So that attack does hit heroes, so you can throw it through people. For some reason, that being thrown through them triggers, but me walking through them doesn't? I don't know. Okay, there we go. Now it's reset. Okay. So, her attacks, Sacred Swipe, or Sweep, as you can see, is a large AoE. And if you're only hit by one side of it, you take small damage. If you're hit by the center, you take double damage. And apparently, if you're hit at the edge of the center, you take triple damage. That is interesting and very nice to know. Attacks done will store, or spells done also store energy, so don't be afraid to smack people with your spells as soon as they come available, because, yeah, stored energy, this is how you heal, and you're a healer, so it's pretty much your entire job. Her base, or her passive is Bestow Hope. You can bestow hope on a target, and you get this little aura around them. Once the target leaves the aura, they're no longer your.
There is always hope.
They've no longer been bestowed, but as soon as you come back, they're bestowed again until you change targets. Down here it says you're healing them, although that's not true, and is in no way true. So if we're to say summon Malfurion, and I throw this on Malfurion, it's like, okay, so that's why it is. That's the healing dummy. That's its actual name. Yeah, that's not weird at all. So as you can see, Malfurion's damage actually gives me energy. And just that one sweeping strike mixed with Malfurion has done a lot for my energy stores.
Wherever I am needed.
So I'm going to go ahead and kill them off now. So that has a really quick cooldown. This kind of gets a little interesting because you want that to be on somebody who's going to do a lot of damage, but at the same time you want it to be on somebody who's close to you. So whoever you're healing is probably who you're going to want to target, and you're going to want to stick with them and heal. In lane, that could be your lane mate, that could be a tank, that could be another healer depending on the game. So it's going to get really interesting with that. And later on you get some buffs to that, which do make it an awkward choice, although, well, I don't want to say awkward, but it does make you want to think a little bit before you bestow. But anyway,
With surety of purpose.
outside of that, you do use the mounts, and that doesn't sound like it should be important, but it's going to be important in a minute. So I'm just going to throw that out there now. You do use your mount, and at level 20, you do get a flight ability. So, let's go ahead and take a look at stats. At level 1, you start with 1,924.25. See, this is a problem. Like, the stats aren't agreeing with me. You start with 1,924 hit points, with 4 points of regeneration. You can store up to 525 energy. although you gain no energy passively. Toggle cooldown does instant it though, but you can't do that in the real game, so don't worry about it. You have an attack range of 5.5, attack damage of 50. You attack 1.25 times per second. At level 10,
Choose a talent.
we now have 2,739 health with a 5.67 regeneration. We can store up to 748 energy, and we now have 71 damage.
Choose a talent.
At level 20, we have 4,057 HP with an 8.4 regeneration, 1,107 energy stores, and deal 105 damage. And finally, at level 30, we have 6,007 HP, and can store 1,640 energy. We have a 12.42 regeneration and deal 156 damage per hit. So, toggle cooldowns to fill my energy up real quick. Let's go ahead and take some look at the talents. So, at level 1, we have Swift Sweep. Increases the cast speed of Sacred Sweep. Actually, we can keep this up. Increasing Clarity. Every time your Sacred Sweep hits a hero in the center, increase the center damage by 3, up to 60. Once you've hit 20 heroes, you double the bonus damage from 60 to 120. So at level 30, that center damage will be 640, give or take. Righteous Assault. Reduce the cooldown of Sacred Sweep by 2 seconds for each hero hit, up to a total of 4 seconds. That halves the cooldown. And Searing Light. Ray of Heavens also deals damage to enemies equal to 30% of the energy consumed. Personally, I prefer this one. It gives you a little bit of assault while also healing. So if you're with melee, if you have any melee on your team, like especially tanks, Searing Light, that's what you want to get. Because like you're going to be dropping this constantly to heal your teammates. Turn off the cooldowns. Like you gain mana pretty well, especially now. Imagine I'm gaining twice this much mana because I also have the guy hit up with Hope. Go ahead and drop that. So you're gaining tons of energy back. So you're going to be healing constantly. With Searing Light, you deal damage, and you also get a little back. Like you get a little bit of energy back from it because you're getting 40% of 30%. So let's go up to trying to think of. I don't think there's really a way to do that. Okay, 204. Okay, so 95. So from 95, you get 12 health back. So that'd be roughly about 15 when you're at 100%. So I think that's about right. Yeah, 14 when you're at, about 14 when you're at 100. It's a little bit of energy, but when you're getting into the thousands, it's useful. And also it deals damage while you're healing, so
there is always hope.
Toggle cooldown. If you're in a melee situation, like that's a nice little, like, boom, heal your ally a lot and do some damage to the enemy. Next, we have Majestic Span. Increase the radius of Secret Swipe by 20%. Heavenly Burden. When an enemy hero is stunned by Detainment Strike, increase the movement speed, or their movement speed is decreased by 35% for 3 seconds. And Repeat Offensive. Yeah, Repeated Offense. Why was I saying reaped? Ugh. Every time Detainment Strike stuns a hero, increase the stun damage by 10 up to 100, and then once you hit 10, it also goes up a bonus 100. So again, doubles, which would change the bonus damage to 525, which would give you 850 if you can hit a wall. The problem with those two, with Heavenly Burden and Repeated Offense, is you like straight up just have to have them hit the wall. If they hit anything but the wall, it's a worthless talent. Where on the other hand, Heavenly or Majestic Span increases your radius by 20%, which increases your range. If you can hit the wall, this would depend on the map and depend on who your enemies are. If you can reliably hit a wall, I'd actually probably go with Heavy Burden over Repeated Offense. The slow and stun combo with each other is a much more powerful CC than a bonus 200 damage is for damage. Although that damage will fill up your bar pretty good. However, Majestic Span, I think in general will be a little better. As you can see, that 20% increase does give you range and can be very useful. At level 7, we have Bursting Light, reduces the cooldown of Ray of Hope by 2 seconds. Glimmering Hope, collecting a regeneration orb, reduces the cost of your next Ray of Heavens by 35%. Now, remember, if you mix this with Searing Light a little bit, like, you're saving 35%, so, again, from 100, you're getting, like, 50. Like, you're going to keep 50 mana if you can hit an enemy with it. So, it's not bad. The problem is, when it comes down to it, you have to pick up a Regeneration Globe for it. And the next talent, Energized Cord, makes that so, like, worthless. Because increase your energy stored by Auriel's basic attacks by 100% of the damage against heroes and 30% for non-heroes. Now, this is only for your basic attacks, not for your special or not for your abilities. However, changing from 40 to 100 is so much better. So if we drop this, it's like, oh, 150 damage, 63. However, if we get this ability,
harmony in all things.
156. 156. And with the character, with her DPS, she does 156 damage and attacks 1.25
As was ordained.
1.25 times per second. So if we can get the target dummy to reset, so she should have about 200-ish damage per second sustained. So that's 200 energy per second. 4-second cooldown. Yeah, like, no, that's the combo you're wanting. Anyway, the one I skipped over, Empathic Link. Auriel stores 25% of the damage taken by allies with bestowed hope. You can only drop this on one, so if you're bestowing hope on a tank, this isn't bad, but still, Energized Cord is much better. I mean, of all the talents in this one, Bursting Light is amazing because you can just drop on a bunch of hills, but you're very rarely going to be gaining a ton of energy very fast. Glimmering Hope, oh yeah, you get to save 35%. That's nice. Empathic Link, oh, 25% of damage taken. Well, the thing is, when you heal 100% of your energy, that's basically, yeah, heal the enemy or heal your ally by 25% of the damage they've taken. Well, fuck to do. That's nothing. I mean, if I had $1 and it's like, yeah, give me $1 and I'll give you back a quarter. Like, yeah, that's nice because I'm not broke. But if I'm dying, That's nothing. I mean, yeah, you can add that up, but energized quartz, just for my money, best value. At level 10, we have Resurrect. We can't show this one off, so I'm just going to sit here and talk about it a little bit. You channel the spirit of a dead ally for 3 seconds. You bring them back to life with 50% of their max health at a location where they died. From what I understand, that you can actually change, like, the location where they died isn't true if it's Leoric. It's where the ghost is, although it could be where he died. I'm not exactly sure. I tried to get into a game with it, but so many people are trying to play her, and it's really hard to get custom games when you don't have a bunch of friends on and whatnot, so I haven't seen any games with her and Leoric comboed, so I haven't actually seen it tried. I've seen a lot of people take it, and I've seen a lot of people hate it. It's a nice little ability. You can throw a teammate, or you can bring a teammate back, but you're sitting there channeling for 3 seconds. The chances you're going to die yourself. If you're having to bring an ally up in the middle of a fight, you just removed your healer from the fight, and you're no longer gaining energy. Yeah, you're dead. You're dead. Your team's dead. The guy you just brought back from the life is dead again, and it's all on you. However, Crystal Aegis, you place an allied hero in stasis for 2 seconds. Upon expiration, it deals damage. If they're in a fight and about to die, this isn't going to save them. It's the same as taking Ice Block. No, if you're being chased down and you Ice Block, you're just giving the enemy time to surround you. However, if there is a chance that allies might come up, it's a nice little ability, and in the middle of a fight, dropping this on yourself or somebody who doesn't do a ton of damage can be the difference between them dying, and also it has a ton of damage. So we're going to go ahead and take this and just kind of show it off.
Wherever I am needed.
You can drop that onto an ally. It has a pretty big AoE, as you can see. But you can also drop it onto yourself. So if I'm sitting in here...
Walk in the light.
It's like, oh no, I'm taking damage. Well, apparently it doesn't do damage to these guys. I wonder if it's because they sat down. Yeah, it must be because they sat down. Well, that sucks. But anyway, same thing. It's great in fights, and it's really useful. You can use it on yourself, you can use it on allies, you don't have to worry about people just disappearing and dying on you. At level 13, we have Blinding Flash. Enemies hit by the center of Sacred Sweep are blinded for 4 seconds. This is great if you're against a bunch of ADCs. Converging Force, enemies hit by the outer area are pushed slightly towards the center. I don't like this one. It's nice as a repositioning tool because you can forcefully reposition enemies, but since there isn't a double sweep, if there was one of these talents was like, oh yeah, use Sacred Sweep again for free for 50% damage, and you could move them into the center and then hit them hard, that'd be great, but you can't, so much harder to argue. Piercing Lash, Detainment Strike now pierces and hits all enemy targets in a line. This is great. Personally, I kind of like this one a little better. They're knocked back a little farther. If you did take one of these two, this makes it easier to hit. But Piercing Lash is... One moment. Sorry about that. Piercing Lash is probably my favorite, just because it gives you that AoE for that ability. And that can knock back an entire team and could save your team or your life. At level 16, Reservoir of Hope. Each time each time you cast Ray of Heaven, at maximum energy, you increase your maximum energy amount. I think this is the best one, and it's an infinite. So the longer the game goes, the better you get at healing. Will of Heavens, allies with Bestow Hope gain 20% attack speed. If you have a bunch of like ADCs, so you have Valas. Okay, sorry about that again. I thought apparently I unmuted when I alt tabbed because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna mute Skype. I'll get to that call in a minute. And it's like, nope, unmuted when I alt tabbed. How the fuck did that happen? Anyway, as I was saying, if you have a bunch of people who attack really fast, this is great. Otherwise, I mean, if you're throwing that on a tank or a mage, it's pointless. The same with Wrath of Heaven. If you can throw that onto a mage, nice. Anyone else, worthless. I mean, yeah, 10% ability power is great, but you throw that onto, like, a Jaina or a Kel'Thuzad. If you throw that onto, like, say, Stitches, okay. I mean, yeah, he has some nice abilities, but 10% ain't gonna do shit. So I like Reservoir of Hope. And you, like, you get a couple of hits off on it. And remember, this is a level 17 ability, so let's say you get 10 of it by the time you get 30. Well, now you're maxing at 2,390. I mean, yeah, your stored energy is now 2,000. That's 1/3 of your health. It's pretty good. So in here, light speed. Increase the healing of resurrection to 100% and allies maximum health, or of an ally's maximum health. And they also gain 200% increased movement speed for 4 seconds. This makes resurrection slightly useful. You can resurrect somebody in the middle of a fight, now they're full health. They also can chase down people, and they can get in there. But it's really hard to work with that one. Like, the fact that you have to have a bad resurrection. Like, yeah, resurrection's fine if your team's winning. As like, oh yeah, pick up this guy, because we lost him in a, like, oh yeah, we lost one. And they, like, team wiped, or, like, they lost 2 or 3. So it's like, yeah, you traded 1 for 3 or something. That's great. Resurrect the 1. Oh, fuck, it's almost like you didn't lose one of them, or anyone. But otherwise, it's really risky. And light speed's nice, but not great. Diamond Resolve. When Crystal Aegis expires, it grants a shield that reduces damage by 50% for 4 seconds. I don't like this, personally. It seems like it should be cool, but it's not. It just doesn't seem to have the kick it needs. Yeah, it's just... Oh yeah, reduce half damage after you become immune? I mean, once you're to the point where you're having to become immune in a fight, half damage isn't going to help you. Because you've either stopped yourself in the middle and been surrounded, or you're in the middle of a fight and you needed to be healing. You should have been healing, or that person, it would have been better to heal them than to shield them. Angelic Flight, this is the one I take. Activate to fly to a chosen location. It just gives you some mobility. You do have your mount for normal things, but just that whole, hey, we need a healer now. Well, I'm a healer. Guess what? I can teleport. It's great. And then Shield of Hope. This is your general, oh yeah, 50% of the health they're missing is a shield. The problem with this is that it's 50% of the health they're missing. So you don't pop, like if it was 50% of their max health, it'd be great. You could pop this, run into a fight. But 50% of the health they're missing? I mean, hell, that's worthless.
An inspired choice.
With Flight, I don't know what the limitations on Flight are. Like you can see here, but like it's really not that long, but it's not that short. So comparatively, from gate in try mode, you could get all the way to the other side. So like you can fly between lanes, and it's a great supplement for movement. Especially if you mix that with, say, riding your horse. Like, oh yeah, like you ride up to mid lane and then you jump the rest of the way to top lane or something. Anyway, now for what we've come for. Let's go ahead and bring in minions and do this as a fight. I'm not going to use my Bestowed Hope, and cooldowns are off. So, as you go through, particularly have the staying power of some of the harder hitting characters. However, I do have a nice survivability, so I can stay in for a while. Sadly, my heal doesn't really seem to work against minions, but it does work great on me. And because I'm a support, this isn't too big a deal. The whole, oh, well, he keeps pushing you back, and, like, I'm winning these fights, but I'm not winning them well. And that's because I'm a support. It's to be expected. But as it goes on, I'm slowly winning. And even when I take some big hits, I can quickly fill myself back up. And as you can see, Arthas can't stop me at this point. And the moment he's dead, well, now the fight's mine. So, while it's slow, Auriel is an amazing tank. Or, not an amazing tank, an amazing healer, who's capable of doing tons of damage. She's slow, but she's sustained. She can stay in a fight for a long time, and she can constantly heal herself. The more damage she does, the better she can heal. She's, like, almost the exact thing you want from a lifesteal hero. Her attack isn't horrible. It's not great, but it's not horrible. You could easily play her as an ADC. Just, if you're going to play her as an ADC, make sure you pick up Energized Cord, and make sure you drop a couple of W's on yourself so you can heal yourself. You charge up your energy, you heal yourself when you're down. You still their health with your attack, and you heal yourself when you're down. An amazing combo, and a great hero. She's going to take a while before people get used to her, because she's weird. She's not the type of healer who kind of sits back and goes, oh, you're hurt? Let me heal you. Let me patch that wound. Come behind the wall so I can give you a band-aid. Also, am I only level 5? Why does it say I'm only level 5? That's weird. That's really weird. Sorry, sidetrack. So, yeah, she's not the type of hero who's going to sit there and sit in the back, recover mana. No, she's up in the fray. She's building up rage. She's ripping through enemies while she's healing her allies. And that makes her unique and extremely powerful. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end here, and have a wonderful day.